Hi. One question. Fantastic. Did you assemble this especially for the red carpet tonight for this film?
Yeah, they did. I feel very fortunate. Yeah. Okay.
Mia, sorry, can you talk to us about the film? I mean, obviously, this is such an no.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hi, Mia.
Hi.
Hello. You've worked with both Gore Verbinski and Lars von Trier, the two really singular directors. Luca kind of feels in the same category as that. How did it compare as an experience?
Well, I think I've been incredibly fortunate to work with such great directors like that, and Luca is a master at what he does. They have such a vision and they execute it so well with their own take on it and their own style, and I'm so proud of these films.
You and Dakota had a similar task at hand to pick up these sort of moves. It must have taken an incredible amount of man-hours, really, over a long period of time. Do you almost miss it when you step away from a project and you have to leave behind something that's been part of your life for so long?
You do. Perhaps not immediately afterwards, but if you give it a little break and then 6 months after, you do start to feel a little nostalgic.
Once you've finished icing off your calves or something?
Huh?
Once you've finished icing off your calves? And what was it like working with the rest of the cast? Dakota and Tilda, two incredible actresses.
Fantastic. They're so good at what they do, and they welcomed me in and made me feel incredibly at home. And it's a memory I always cherish.
Sarah from The Oncoming, what is it about Brandon Cronenberg that really makes him stand out as a director today?
Brandon has such a unique point of view of the world. You know, you see that in all of his movies, from Antiviral to Possessor and now in Infinity Pool. And he's just got such a unique point of view, and you see that in his movies.
And you seem like such a fearless actress. You never make, expected choices. What was it about this film that really made you want to jump on board?
The role. The role is wild. I mean, it's so rare to come across a role that has so much variety and goes on such a journey and has such a range. And about 10 pages in, I knew that this was something that I had to do.
Something it does so well is tread this line between being very dark but also very funny. And I think Alexander Skarsgård seems like the perfect co-star for that. What was it like working with him?
A joy. He's a wonderful actor and such a nice guy, and always lifting the mood on set and always very present with you in the scene and exploring the scene and wanting to make it better. And you couldn't ask for a better co-star.
I was finding it really interesting what you were saying earlier about not over-intellectualizing things and sometimes just giving yourself over to the scene.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes your body has better ideas than your head. Oh no, always, it's a very surreal experience, absolutely. But it is nice to wear a pretty dress and get made up and celebrate the movie that you have here, for sure. Probably being on the hood of a car throwing pieces of fried chicken at Alex. Working with directors that I admire, that I've respected and whose work I've been watching, and I just hope to be a part of films that inspire me and taking on roles that challenge me in some way.
How was it working with Brandon, and what did Brandon teach you and show you about working on horror like this?
Well, it was a real... It was a gift working with Brandon. I've been a huge fan of his work for a very long time, and really he just reinforced this idea I had that the greatest directors, the real auteurs of our time, one of the things that's so wonderful about them is that they just give their actors a lot of freedom. I mean, yes, there are parameters within the set of what you're able to do, but the best directors just really kind of let their actors explore their characters in a way that feels authentic to them, and kind of they champion that, and it's
And lastly, working with Alexander, working with him?
Amazing. He's wonderful. He's such a joy. He's a lot of fun to work with. He's a very dedicated actor, and always just always elevating the scenes that he's in to another level.
Hey you guys, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Now congratulations on your film, and congratulations on being nominated as well. What's that like?
It's incredible. I've never been nominated for anything before, and for my first nomination to be here at the Biffers, it's a real honor. I think to be in the company of some of the greatest actors, working today, it's just really humbling, and I just feel really blessed. Yeah.
Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to meeting tonight then?
Oh, a whole bunch of them, you know, like Alicia Vikander, that would be cool, or Kate Winslet. Yeah, I really look up to her, so that would be amazing.
I'll ask you a bit about making the movie. How difficult was it, and in terms of making a British film as well, did you notice it was a British film while you were making it?
Yeah, I mean, in one way, yes, and in another, no. I mean, the story, the plot that we were dealing with, you know, is a post-apocalyptic setting, and, you know, the idea of, like, countries and, like, that kind of all got evaporated during making it, you know, and I feel, I don't know, Stephen's just a really brilliant director to work with. He is really, like, open to exploring moments, like the truthfulness of a scene, and I never had an experience like it, and I hold it very dearly to my heart.
It feels like a very exciting time to be making films at the moment. So what are you going to be working on next?
Well, actually, I just signed on to a movie by Claire Denis called High Life, which is like alongside Robert Pattinson and Patricia Arquette, and I'm super excited for that.
Can you tell us a bit about your character in that?
Not really, but you should definitely watch it. It's a crazy story.
I'll be the first one in the queue. Thank you very much.
Hi. What's something about your character that people wouldn't know from seeing the movie?
She's very motivated. You know, she's relentless. She gets put down quite a few times, but she has her goal. She's after something, and she won't stop at it until she gets there. She's a very charming young woman.
And what were some of the challenges of working on the film?
I'd say maybe...
Or something that you learnt?
Well, the costumes, that was a challenge in and of itself, becoming comfortable in those costumes and with the corsets that we had to wear and how restrictive they were, and really adapting our body and our body language to form fit that time, and, you know, avoid falling into modern day behaviour traps of our mannerisms. That was the challenge.
And were you a fan of the Jane Austen books before you became involved with Emma?
Yeah, I'd studied Pride and Prejudice. I grew up in England, and that's very much embedded in our culture and in our schooling in England. But I hadn't studied Emma, so it was a real treat to read that and get to, you know, enter into that whole world.
And what do you hope audiences will take away from seeing Emma?
That romance is very important, and maybe that we should just be our own matchmakers and not involve ourselves in other people's love lives. It's probably, yeah, gonna...
Well, first of all, a question of how did this film happen? Because I read it was shot back to back or together with X, but because they are so different visually, and like they take place in different eras, so how was it possible to shoot them together? I suppose they were, well, you shot one and then you shot the other one. How did it happen, this project?
Well, I mean, it's a very interesting thing that happened in the midst of COVID.
My name is Mia Goth, and...
To see you again, it's Paris. So nice meeting you. I built this light for you because I think you have to be in the best light, you know. So we started in a two-shot, and here she is again, Mia Goth, my favorite actress from the Berlinale 2023, and the most beautiful actress of the festival. Let me say that because you look amazing. And at a red carpet like this, are you still nervous, or is it just routine for you?
Sorry?
At a red carpet like this, are you still nervous, or is it just routine for you?
Oh no, always, it's a very surreal experience, absolutely, but it is nice to wear a pretty dress and get made up and celebrate the movie that you have here for sure.
What would you say, what was the favorite moment during this movie, from the shooting?
Probably being on the hood of a car throwing pieces of fried chicken at Alex.
Okay. And what is your wish for the future? Where did you see yourself in 10 years? I mean, you have a remarkable career in the last years, so where did you see yourself in 10 years from now?
Working with directors that I admire, that I've respected, and whose work I've been watching, and yeah, I just hope to be a part of films that inspire me, and taking on roles that challenge me in some way.
Is there a special role you want to play, like maybe a Bond girl or a Bond villain in a James Bond movie?
Maybe, never say never.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Andrea Chugby, Fred Film Radio from the Venice Festival. I'm here with Ty West and Maya Goth for Pearl, which is the the sequel of the prequel of a sequel. I don't know how to call it actually, because it's
I think prequel's right.
Prequel.
What can I say? It's just such a fun film. Hi, I'm Mia Goth, and these are my 5 points of culture. It's in Pulp Fiction when Uma Thurman and John Travolta are at maybe 4 years old. I remember imitating Uma Thurman and doing the dance movement.
Well, I think it's a vibe, isn't it? Like, she's always moving, and she's like, and I used to say that I would become MGO, because Mia Goth.
You both are so terrifyingly good in this, and you're both just so extraordinary separately. So seeing you two together on screen.
I had a similar reaction to you when I first read the script. It touches on so many interesting aspects of being a human.
Hello, I'm Mia Goth, and this is my vote sheet. And shoot. I think they're brilliant, because you can either, like, they're very practical, you can walk through the mud with them, you know, or you can, like, dress them up a little bit with. Bye bye. Thank you very much.
Mia!